All right. Good morning, guys. Ooh, that window's a little. Hold on. Let me change this window. It's a little bit of a bright glare. Hold on. All right. That's better. Sorry, guys. Cool. Do I pick the music? Yeah, I picked the music. Interactive Brokers is really good for short trades. I mean for any trade, but I like it for scalps a lot. Interactive Brokers is a really good. So Interactive Brokers is one of the few, maybe one of, not the only, but one of the few brokers that does not get payment for order flow. They do not sell your orders. Interactive Brokers, not like a lot of other brokers do. Even Thinkorswim, even TD Ameritrade. So yeah, that's why you pay commissions there. That's why you pay commissions. It's because you get quicker fills, and your orders are not being sold. So the commissions are not going to be the reason why you make it or break it in trading. I always tell people that it's commissions is not going to be the reason why you succeed or fail. So I'm always on the side of paying for a commission if it means I get better entries on my positions. Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, I have nothing but good things to say about Interactive Brokers. There's been a few days where things are a little funky, but that's every broker. No broker is going to be perfect every single day of the week, of the year. So all right, good morning, guys. It's Friday. I'm very happy about that. I'm excited for the weekend. I'm excited to just relax. I've made some really good trades this week, which I'm very happy about. I couldn't say the same for most of February. As you guys know, my February P&L is not very impressive. It's on my Instagram if you want to go see it. It was a tough month. This month feels like I'm seeing things a lot better, and I'm happy with some of the trades I've taken. So right now, as we open this market, I'm in Roku puts, I'm in SE puts, I am in what else am I in? I think that's about it. Roku, SE puts, Walmart calls. That's about it for the short term. So really not. Yeah, I don't use IB for charts. I use Thinkorswim for charts, and then I use Interactive Brokers for executing trades. So nice day yesterday. Nice day. Hopefully today. I hope I don't even have to. Indian poster. That's Albert Einstein. Is that Indian? I don't know. Hopefully I don't even have to take any trades today. That's what I would hope. I would hope to just close my Roku puts and maybe might not even close them and just manage my Roku and SE puts and then just call it a day and maybe hit the gym early and go outside. That's what I'm hoping for today. I really don't even feel like having to take a trade if I continue to get the reaction that we're seeing right now. So let's go ahead and get started. Futures are dropping. This was square put. I'm not in a square put. I wish I was. I was in a square put 2 days ago, and I should have held it. But I was talking about square puts all day on the Discord. So if you guys are in the Discord, you know that. Sometimes I don't take trades, but I talk about them for the entire day. Hopefully some of you guys in the chat got on top of that square put. New here, music is cool. Yeah, I like that music a lot. It's just a chill. When I say short term, like the next 2 weeks, this week, next week. Futures down. Futures down because of some news last night about, I think it was because of Russia and some nuclear news. I'm not sure exactly what it was. I was I was briefly looking at what was going on, but I believe that's what it was. Market's down because of some more news out of Russia, Ukraine. In the futures, we got a big dump right around, I believe it was right around, what is that, 18? 18 is what? That's 6. Yeah, that's right when market opens. Or no, that's 8 o'clock, isn't it? 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's 6. So right around 6 p.m. Eastern, right when futures started to open, you get a 6, 7 o'clock. You get a big dump on the futures, guys. So we'll look at that. We'll look at the levels. The futures just could never get back above that resistance we talked about, right? We could never get back above the resistance that we talked about. 4,400 on the 4,400 on the ES and 14,300 on the NASDAQ. We just couldn't get above it, and that is why we just had a lot of pressure to the downside all day yesterday, and this looks like more pressure to the downside today. If previous support turns into resistance and we cannot get above it, you cannot expect the stock to go higher. That is what I've been telling myself every single day, and that is why I've been able to find success here, because I'm just using these levels to make my decisions. And as long as this market stays below those levels, there is going to be a ton of pressure to the downside. So we'll talk about the levels again today. Economic earnings calendar. I don't think there's much on the earnings calendar today. Nothing that I'm really interested in anyway, nor should you be. It's Friday. There's no earnings after hours. I mean, Hibbett Sports, not even sure what that is. That's really about it. Not even worth looking at. So futures, earnings calendar, nothing much. You have the economic calendar this morning, which is going to be your normal Friday schedule. So that's non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate. I'll go ahead and pull it up. So you have non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, average hourly earnings, and that's really about it. Labor force participation. So this is going to be interesting to see. We'll see if there's any reaction. And that will come out in about 30 minutes. Futures are open 24 hours during the week. They reopen at 6 o'clock Eastern time. They close, they have a little bit of a break, and then they start trading again at 6. I know it sort of shows there, but that's how it works. So it reopens at 6, and that's when you get your futures open every night. There's a tiny bit of a break. All right. Let me get that back up. Where is that screen? Hold on, guys. All right, there we go. Non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, average hourly earnings, labor force participation, all at 8:30 today. We'll keep an eye on that. All right, 3 downside plays. We will look at Square. We will look at Roku. We will look at SEC Limited. I want to show you both of these stocks, or all 3 of these stocks, and talk to you about why I took these plays. And it's just very nice technical formations. Go watch my video yesterday. It seems like a lot of people did not. So it's unfortunate because that was a very good video. If you guys want to go check out that video, it'll help you with what to look for in this current market. Tesla to 800. I believe Tesla probably has to come back to 800, in my opinion. I don't think it's just going to stop at around 820. I think 800 technical is probably a good level to see this thing back down to. So we'll talk about Tesla today. Upstart failing 160. Just a level that I don't think it's going to be able to get above. However, I am someone that's going to be adding shares of Upstart here in my M1 account. I don't really care what it does in the short term, but I do like the earnings that they had. I could see the opportunity for Upstart into the future. Once the economy works itself out, once interest rates start to increase, I think that's a good environment for Upstart. And that's why, I allocate a very small amount of money into some speculative names, into my more aggressive long-term portfolio. I have a IRA where I just invest solely into ETFs like SPY and QQQ. But then I also do have a more speculative long-term portfolio that I invest some more speculative names in and some individual stocks. So here it is. I'll actually show you guys. So here it is, my long term in M1. This is just one of my long terms, but yeah, you can see very front and center, down $1,900 for the lifetime of the account. So obviously it's because the market's falling. Don't really care. This This is the value over time, so you can see very consistent value over time. And why is that? It's because I keep on adding money to this, and this is I have nothing wrong with that. This is my sort of goal with this portfolio. Just keep adding money to it every single week, dollar cost average into the stocks I like, and then hopefully in the long term, I can take advantage of compounding interest and market gains over 30 years. Excuse me. Here's the names that I have. I added Upstart right here. Only a 2% allocation to Upstart, so very small. 2% to Netflix, 2% to Lulu, 5% Cat, 5% Home Depot, 10% Microsoft. Here's my dividend names. Chevron, Procter, Pepsi, Cisco, Altria, Coca-Cola. Those are my dividend names. So 10% into those. 10% AMD, 10% Google, 11% Tesla, 11% Nvidia, 11% Apple, 11% AbbVie. AbbVie is the only stock that's just absolutely killing it. Look at this stock. This is crazy. So up 33% on AbbVie alone. But that's really nice. This week, massive buying power. 1 month, day, quarter, year, all. So that's my long term. If anyone's interested with M1, if you guys want to join M1, I mean, you guys can. I'll go ahead and you get $50. If you wanna check it out, you get $50 if you sign up. It's a great way to manage a long term. It's very easy. It does it all for you. I like it a lot. Target and Square gap fill. Let's talk about it. Walmart bounce. I'm still in Walmart, guys, and it bounced back very nicely yesterday. So let's see what that does. SE to 50. This is a very aggressive price target, but I'm not seeing much support on SE until 50. So I want to show you guys that. PayPal, almost at COVID lows. Not COVID levels, COVID lows. The lows of where PayPal was during the virus. PayPal is getting very close to that level, which is insane. And then finally, oil. Oil is not failing yet. Oil still is looking good. No cracks in the foundation yet on oil, which is crazy to see. It looked like it may start to crack yesterday, but it did not. Market open, everything just shot straight back up. So let's go ahead and get started today, guys. Sorry for the long little intro there, but I always like to focus on the long term, guys. I always like if you come to my channel, I'm always going to talk about the long term portfolio. I don't think there's anything more important than trading in your long term or investing in your long term. All right, here's the NASDAQ, guys. And what we can see right now on the daily chart, you can sort of use this 20 SMA as your guide for now. That's really what it's seeming like. You can see this 20 SMA. It just is it's not allowing these stocks to move higher. 20 SMA, 20 SMA, 20 SMA, and 20 SMA. So every time we see this stock push into the 20 SMA, it seems like the rejection is coming in. And if I was to just tell you what I think this chart's going to do, I think it absolutely is going to retest this level. That's what it looks like, technically. Now, of course, headline risk, news about Russia, Ukraine, positive news out of anything could totally throw that off, and this thing could move back higher. But that is what it looks like, right? That is what the technicals are showing. They're showing a 20 SMA rejection over the last 2 months, and this totally looks like it wants to roll back lower. Another 20 SMA rejection here, and a previous support turning into resistance. If we go to the hourly chart, we can clearly see we have previous sort of resistance here around 14,000, 14.3, which is the level we were watching, right around 14.3. And you guys know we looked at this level on a daily basis in this live stream, and you can see we just cannot get over it. We just can't get over it. So I would not look for anything bullish until we see this break. Really, honestly, I mean, there's just no reason to look bullish until you see 14.3 break. You're just fighting against the overall trend of the market, and you're fighting against a very weak market if you're looking for upside. Maybe you scalp it, right? When I talk about this stuff, guys, don't think about scalping, because scalping you can catch upside, right? You can always catch a direction in scalping. When I talk about the overall direction, that's more of like what your viewpoint should be. if you're taking swing trades or if you're looking for longer term trades, you can't really expect to swing trade to the upside right now, especially on tech, right? It's just not really working. So 14.3, but of course, everything I say here can be changed in an instant, right? That's the way this market has been. Everything can change in an instant. Yeah, sorry guys, I have some phlegm in my throat. Everything can change in an instant, which is just, it's very difficult, right, in this market. That's something we have, which is, I sort of like this because it teaches people good risk management this year. If you started trading in 2020, your risk management, you didn't need it, right? You could have made money without risk management in 2020. Absolutely. You could be balls to the wall into every position, and you probably would have made a crap load of money. This year, 2022, it's teaching people how to manage their risk, I hope, or it's just killing people, right? If you're managing risk, you're staying alive, and that's good, and you're learning. You're actually learning something this year. You're learning how to deal with a difficult market. I think that's a good thing. That's taught me a lot this year. I know that I'm learning a lot in this difficult market. I know that I'm learning how to manage my money and learning how to be very selective on what I trade, and being okay with sometimes not taking everything I see. That saved me so far this year. But I would hope to see another market where we can just be irrational. I think everyone likes to be irrational sometimes, and it's fun to be able to just keep buying calls. That was a lot of, it was a good time. It was a good time. I got to be honest. I think we can all agree 2020 was a great time. It was fun. We could just buy calls. We could wake up with gap ups. But that's just not happening anymore. And the people that were able to adjust and see that are the ones that are protecting themselves. So, let's see what happens, guys. 14.3. We just need to break it. That's really all I can say. And I don't think it's going to come today, on a Friday, with really no positive news that I can foresee. I just don't know how you see a break over 14.3 today. That would be astonishing to me. I'm not afraid of getting astonished, or I'm not afraid of being wrong when I say that. So if I tell you I don't think it's going to go above 14.3, if it does, trust me, I'm not upset. I'm happy. ES, same exact thing, guys. 4,400, just can't get above it. Same exact thing. We've talked about this level all week on this voice chat, on this live chat. We have talked about this level, and we just can't get above it. So that's what I'm watching. It doesn't seem like you're going to get that today. That would be very surprising. If it does, I'd be shocked. You would have to get like a 2% move to the upside and get through some really tough resistance, which would be pretty astonishing. Keep buying calls, see what you get. Yeah, that's how it was in 2020. Buy calls on anything. Next day, you have a pretty high probability of being correct. But anyways, yeah, ES 4,400, guys, to the downside. Right here around this 4280, maybe 4260. This is sort of an important level here, right? You can see right down in these lows. If you start to break these lows, you don't have much down below here. So watch out there. All right, that's the ES. Here's the Dow. You guys can see the Dow, exact same thing. 34,000, can't break. You're starting to test these lows, right? You're starting to test these lows. You sort of got this whole range. It's not really an exact low. I would call this just a total downside range of support. You have the lows here, the lows here, the lows here, the lows here. So you just need to see it hold this range here. You could probably even bring it down to that low right there. This low right here, around 33,000. But you're just trading in a range. Let's see what happens today. And then finally, the Russell. I'm going to say the same thing on the Russell every time. If I miss it, people get mad. So I'm just gonna bring it up every single day, even though it's just doing nothing. But I have the same exact thing to say every single day. You need to break 2,100. If you don't break 2,100, you shouldn't be trading this, because it's just gonna stay sideways. All right, that's the futures. To recap that, guys, it's sort of a very easy market. I don't want to say easy market, but right now it's easy because all you have to really focus on is where's the market, and if it's not above that previous resistance or previous support, I'm going to look for downside. That's all that I've been looking for. I know coming into every day, it's very easy for me because I just say, okay, NASDAQ's not above that level, ES is not above that level, the Dow's below that level, and the Russell's all below that level. All four indices are below the very important level. if I don't see this thing pushing higher, if I see market weakness, I'm taking downside. And once the market breaks above that level, we can change our mindset. But right now, the mindset is pretty easy to know because it's just very weak. Everything's very weak. You can't expect breakouts right now, right? Expecting a breakout right now is very difficult. All right, downside. Let's take a look at Roku. I'm in some Roku puts for next week. Why did I take Roku puts? It's just really clean. Payroll data in 10 minutes. This was just a really clean trade. I already took 100% on this trade, and I'm in more for next week. And this is just textbook stuff. Previous support, back into resistance, 20 SMA, rejection. You curl back over. If you go back to the shorter term time frames, you can just see, look at all this resistance that came up here. Look at all this resistance that came up here on Monday and Tuesday. It's just so obvious. Big resistance, couldn't get above it. Big resistance, and then eventually you're going to fail this, right? So very nice move on Roku. I would love to see this move lower. I have puts. I would love to see it move lower. It's maybe trying to hold, some kind of like uptrend here, but if that breaks down, then I would be definitely trying to jump on this train. So Roku, we all know Roku's been very weak. If the market continues lower, I would expect this to continue. This is a really beautiful formation, guys. Just a perfect break and retest to the downside. If I do minus Roku, tell me this doesn't look bullish. Look at that. Yeah, that's just really clean. Right? Look how clean that is. There's a push. If you guys have trouble looking at downside, inverse the chart. This is just obvious stuff right here. Look at that. Boom. If that breaks out of that, I would love to see this breakout. And this is not a breakout to the upside, guys, because this is the inverse of Roku. This is the actual chart, right? So if you have trouble looking at the downside, just inverse the chart, put a minus in front of the ticker and Thinkorswim, and look how clean that is. So definitely looking for more downside on Roku, guys. I would be looking at it too. The next one, SE. I'm in SE puts for next week. Got into them yesterday. Why did I do that? Because you have a previous low that broke down right around here to 111.55. I believe the exact level was 111.55. Right there, that was the previous low. You got a nasty breakdown of that level yesterday. Look at this. Look at that nasty breakdown. And when I look at this weekly chart, I don't see anything but downside. And it's really scary. Let's look at it in 3, 2, 1. Boom. All right, here's the weekly chart. And I just don't know where you expect to find support here. And we all know SC is not a very strong stock right now. I just don't see anything here, guys. I just don't see anything here until $50 a share. I just don't see it, right? The only level I see support at is at $50 a share, right here. This is the previous high that I could see support coming in at. But before that, the only thing that I'm maybe watching is right here at 100. 101, 100, psychological, and you also have a little bit of consolidation at that level here. You can see right here, a little bit of consolidation at that level around July and June of 2020. If we break that level, we're absolutely dropping to 50. Because this area right here is not support. This is not support. There is nothing here, right? Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks of just straight up movement. So if we drop under 100, I say you're coming to 50. Look at this chart. Is this a total pump and dump? I don't know. But yeah, 100's the next psychological level. If we break through that, 52 would be my very advantageous price target, which would be pretty incredible to see. $372 to $50 would be crazy. A lot of volume. I don't know if that's, yesterday on this red day, there was a shit ton of volume. Look at this red day and look at the volume. This might be the largest volume week of this stock's history. I think it is. Holy crap. Yeah, it is. Yesterday's volume, or this week's volume, is the highest volume in the stock's history. Yesterday, look at that. And it was on a big, nasty downside move. And this says negative because it's really big scaled up. Guys, ignore the negatives. But yeah, biggest volume to the downside in history on SC yesterday, or this week. I would watch this for more downside. Square looks like it's going to maybe try to fill this gap right there. Look at this gap on Square, guys, right there. Big gap. Yeah, ARC got more SC. Yeah, it's probably a good reason why it's going to drop more. Big gap here on Square. I think this probably tries to fill the gap. Here's the daily chart, or I'm sorry, the hourly chart. You guys can see this thing is starting to reject off this previous resistance. I think if you break this level here around 108, you are going to fill that gap, right? So watch 108 right here, 108. If you drop below that 108, I think you fill that gap, and that could be a very, very nice downside play, guys. Of course, just remember, guys, when I talk about all of these plays, just know that if there's any change in market conditions, if for some reason we get a large pump on the NASDAQ today, everything that I'm talking about is going to be invalidated. So I'm just talking as if what we're seeing continues, right? Is what we can see, what we can sort of get an idea of what's going on. That if that continues, what we anticipate continues, then this is what I believe will happen. There's no reason in trying to predict something that's totally far-fetched, as if like the market's just going to pump out of nowhere because of some news. I can't predict that, and I'm not going to sit here and talk to you guys saying, hey, I think tonight Russia's going to cease fire and the market's going to go up 10%. Right? It would just sound like a madman. So all I can do is look at what's happening and continue to trade with the trend and share with you guys what I'm seeing on the trend. So remember, everything we talk about can be totally invalidated. That's how trading is. But right now, I see a lot of ugliness and a lot of weakness. So I think Square can continue. If this trend continues, here's the daily chart, and here's a gap that I would be looking for right there. All right. Zoom was another one, guys, but we'll go over that another time. Maybe if I have time later, we'll go over it. Tesla. So Tesla honestly looks like these charts as well. I just didn't spot it as well as I should have. And I also just don't trust Tesla sometimes. I'd rather just trade downside on these just really weak stocks. But I mean, Tesla offered some really nice opportunity as well. Look at this. Previous level here around 880. We talked about that 880 level every single day, right? We talked about 880 to 850, the range that it was trading in, and it's going to have a big move to either direction once it breaks out of that range. I didn't know which direction it was going to be, but it did move to the downside, and once it broke 850, guys, it made a monster move to the downside. Congratulations to anyone that took this. If you come to the live stream, you should have been well prepared for this, right? So here's your range, 880, 850. You break out of it yesterday, right here in the afternoon, and look at what your reaction is. So nice stuff. I would probably think that it's going to come down to at least 815 and this 800 area. That would be my assumption. You're probably going to come back and test those levels. Right here. You can see the last little range down here. I say you come down and test those levels. Right around 800 to 815. That's what I'm looking for today. All right. Upstart. Failing 160, guys. This is a level that I've been watching on Upstart, but it looks like it's starting to fail. Look at this. So you have previous resistance. I would want to see Upstart break out of that before getting anything to the upside. I would expect Upstart to slip more if we start to see more weakness on the overall market. I traded Upstart puts intraday yesterday. Very nice little win. I will definitely be looking to do the same today. If Upstart breaks below yesterday's lows, I think that could be a very nice downside play. A very, very nice downside play. If Upstart can break yesterday's lows right around here, Wednesday's lows under 140, I think you start to see that slip. So I'm going to be watching for that 140 and then the 160 upside resistance. Okay, we looked at the square gap fill. Let's look at Target, guys, because this could get interesting. Target's been a little bit more resilient, which I'm, being a little bit careful of. I don't know if Target's actually going to drop because Target had really good earnings. But you guys can see right here, this 218 level, What's the low of this candle? 218.66, 218.55. So right in this level, guys, if you start to break that, you have a monster gap here on the daily chart. Monster gap. I mean, $20 a share right there. And if we go to the 30-minute chart, we can easily tell where we could start to get the downside. Look at that. It's very easy. If you start breaking below these lows, 218.55, 218.67, 218.66. So right in the 218.60 area, if you start to break that, you are going to see this start to slip, in my opinion. So watch for this breakdown. Watch for this breakdown. And look to see if it fails that level. If it does, I think you get the gap fill. Yeah, what are the futures doing on that news? Let's see. All right, you're getting a little bit of a pop. I would like for everyone to zoom out. I would like for everyone to zoom out. I would like for everyone to zoom out. Make sure you know this. You make sure you look at this in relation to where we are, right? This is yesterday, guys. This is yesterday. This is right now. So please zoom out. Do not look at the moves on the futures like this. Do not look at moves on futures like this. This is not how you look at charts. Look at charts zoomed out. You have to understand where we are. So yes, you're getting a pop. It looks like you're getting a pop off payrolls. So February payrolls rose a surprisingly strong 687,000 as job market shows resiliency. That's very good for the job market. That's awesome to see for people in general. Non-farm payrolls are expected to release. So a pretty big beat. So about 238,000 jobs on the beat. So that's good. Good for the economy. What does that mean for? What does Jerome Powell have to do? Right? Does he have to increase rates quicker? Does he have to, control this? He said that he's got to wait for full employment. So if we come back to full employment, that's when they can start to raise rates and all that stuff. Everything they want to do. So, is that good news for the market? It's technically not great news because that's sort of what Jerome wants to start, tapering and they're already tapering, but what they want to do before the interest rates start to increase, right? So good equals bad. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is almost all the time. Good equals bad for the market. Yeah, he wants full employment, right? So that's just a little indication of we're getting closer to full employment probably. So yeah, I mean, nice little pump, guys, but please don't get faked out on this. Please look out. I mean, this is the 15-minute. So just be careful, guys. That's all I'm saying. Don't look at charts like this. So nice little push, but I nothing that I would change any. This would not change my mind whatsoever about anything, unless we get some really strong continuation here at open. Then I change my mind. That's what's important to me. All right, Walmart. I'm still in Walmart calls. Good or bad, I'm not really quite sure right now. I'm just holding them because I have a very small amount. I have time, and it's still holding my support. And I'm not going to just get out of this thing prematurely because I'm impatient or something. So, you guys can see a little bit of a downtrend here, but we're holding this 135. And, do we get this break? That's what I'd be looking for. Do we get this breakout on Walmart? Do we get a hold here? I mean, the XLP had a nice day yesterday, and the XLP is starting to get very close to this breakout. Can the XLP break out of this little downtrend, this little flag pattern on the daily chart? If it does, guys, I would watch stocks like Procter & Gamble, like Walmart, like Costco, like Pepsi, like Coca-Cola. Let's see, do we get an XLP breakout here? That's very interesting to me. With more market concern, more market volatility, there could be some strength here on the XLP. So let's see what happens. But that is Walmart. That's what I'm still holding. We already talked about SE. Yeah, we already talked about SE. PayPal. We should have a little bit of time here today, so we'll go over some of the stuff you guys want to look at. PayPal is just, this is really nasty, guys. On the daily chart, it sort of looks just like the formations that we've been seeing. A little bit of rejection off the 20 SMA. A little bit of previous support turning into resistance right in this area. If we go to the hourly, we will see that right here. Look how clean this is. Almost the exact same formation that we talked about in my video yesterday. Previous support turning into resistance. Very clean. Perfect rejection. If you caught it, congrats. Perfect. Downside, 94. That's the lows of this little consolidation period. If you break 94, this stock is coming down to virus lows. I just can't believe this, really. This is pretty incredible. Just a total, destruction. What's the lows of this candle here? Like 86, 85. I mean, this thing is literally at the lows of the virus here, which is, it's not quite there, but it's getting close, and it's not looking like it's going to bounce anytime soon here. So I'm pretty surprised by this. I got to be honest. This is like one of the weakest names. PayPal is, I think it's one of the weakest names. It's got to be up there because I don't see many stocks back at virus lows. This thing's off 70%, PayPal. So let's see what happens here. I mean, you might be able to catch this back towards here. If we get down here, I mean, my mind instantly switches to thinking this might be actually a good opportunity to buy some shares, but I don't know if I'm going to get myself involved in that, even though I probably will regret it if I don't. But yeah, guys, that's crazy. This is one of the few stocks that I see that's getting down to COVID lows, which is something that's pretty surprising. So you basically gave up all of this move, and you're right back down as if we were in March of 2020, which is pretty surprising. All right, next, you got oil just not giving up. Oil is not where's eBay? Is eBay there too? No. I thought you said it because of that. All right, oil is just not giving up, guys. You can see we saw some downside yesterday in the I think this was during intraday. Yeah, this was sort of intraday. We were dropping right in the pre-market. We got some downside, but we held very strong here, right around this 107 area. Very strong hold. Could absolutely see this moving higher again. Look at this hold that they put in here around 107. Look at that. Yeah, I know BA hasn't even came back to the COVID levels. It's not COVID lows, though, is it? Yeah, it's pretty close. No, hold on. No, it's not even close. But yeah, guys, did anyone here buy Boeing off this rejection again? I mean, how many times is Boeing going to do the exact same thing? And how many times am I not going to take it? Rejection, rejection, rejection. Every single time it comes up to that trend line. Did anyone take it? I hope someone did. Just really perfect. Look at that. Every time it comes up, rejection. So oil just continuously moving higher, not giving up yet. Stocks like CVX are still sort of pushing here. You're still just holding up on CVX. You're still holding up on XOM. You're still holding up on USO. This energy move just is not giving up. It's pushing up right now as we speak. XLE, the energy sector, is still going higher. So pretty crazy. I wouldn't trade this to the downside until you see a clear crack, and that clear crack is just not here yet. So, and I would look for energy to still be strong, oil to still be strong, and it looks like you are continuously moving higher. Look at this oil move. This is a very nice technical hold right here around 107, and it looks like it wants to get another push. IWM is not good. I would not trade the IWM. It's not doing anything. It's the Russell. The small caps are just not doing anything, and you need to get above 210 on IWM for any type of move. If you don't see a move above 210, IWM is going to be sideways here for a long time. I would not trade the IWM here unless you're looking for maybe some downside, maybe weakness, but 210 is too tough, and the Russell is just not Not doing too well. All right, so that's what I had, guys. Overall, just to sort of give a recap of what I'm talking about, I would look for rejection points all day. Look at where previous support is turning into resistance. Look at where you can find rejection points and start to sell into them. Snow had earnings. It's not good. I would personally look to see if you can get a push back towards this 240, and then I would fade the move. That would be my plan. Push towards 240, sell into it. That's what I'd look for. It might not do it, but if it doesn't, I'm just not going to take it. So right there. Support, turn it into resistance, trade it to the downside. Okay, what are the tickers we got from the squad today? FCX. I can't do all three. You guys can't put 3 tickers in one box. I can't look at all of those. 2 of you guys put in FCX, so I guess we'll look at that. FCX, yep, just more energy strength, it looks like. Copper and gold as well. You guys get the commodities still moving higher. So this is just a trade that's going to continue, guys. This is just a trade that's going to continue, right? You got to understand market cycles, right? Energy, commodities, precious metals, they're going to continue to move higher. As long as this trend continues, market goes down, these stocks go up, right? Oil, commodities, precious metals, those go up. So this is going to continue. I mean, I have nothing to say besides watch the trend of the market. I can't really give you this is not a technical trade. You don't trade this off technicals. You trade this off broader economic data, broader economic macroeconomic events. That's what this trades off of. This does not trade off technicals. There's no reason besides the macroeconomic events as to why this is pushing higher. So that's what you got to watch. Plug. Guys, I would just stop trading Plug personally. It's my honest opinion for you. But if you want me to look at it, at retest from last break, yeah, I would not be any type of positive on looking to go long on Plug here. I know it broke out. Maybe it does hold here around 23, but I just can't get. You would have to pay me to get into Plug in this market condition. I just don't see it. Oracle. This is going to probably reject right here. This could be a really nice downside play. Previous support into resistance. I like that a lot. Whoever put this in here, I think you're looking at the right things. Now I like that, right? You're looking at the right things here, in my opinion. Whoever put this in here on Oracle, I like it a lot. This is nice previous support into resistance. I like that a lot. So look to see if that starts to break down with the overall market. Good call out there on Oracle. Guys, someone here tells me to look at this stock every single day. I mean, it just doesn't move. I mean, what is the plan here? I'm sorry. I don't want to be mean, but I'm just trying to give some really constructive criticism here. What's the plan on this stock? To look at it every single day. If I had to look at this stock every day, I'd fall asleep at my charts. So it's just not doing anything. It has not done anything for a long time. And just looking at this chart, looking at how volatile and choppy these days are, look at this. Look at these candles. There's no continuation. There's no fluid movements on this stock. If I see a stock like this, I'm instantly turning it off my charts. I would just look past this stock. Whoever keeps putting this in here, it's just not a stock that I don't think you're gonna, I don't know. You might have some strategy for this, and I could be totally wrong. But I'm just trying to help you out. I mean, this is really difficult. I don't know how to make money in this type of stock. I mean, you would just have to maybe buy every low, sell every high, just trade it in the channel. Maybe that's possible, but it's just it's tough. Wheat ETF fund. You got to give me a ticker there. I don't know what the wheat ETF fund is. I mean, I can go to personal, or I can go to futures, wheat ETF fund. I'm not sure which one's the wheat futures. One of these is wheat futures, but I don't know which one it is. Oh, is it wheat? Oh. I don't know. That's my answer for you. I don't know. Why is this going higher? Why this wheat ETF suddenly on the radar? So yeah, I mean, if you think commodities move higher, yeah, you just buy wheat. Sure. I mean, nice. I don't have any words for wheat. I don't know how to trade wheat ETF. To be honest. So, yeah, you can buy it. Sure. Buy it off this 1170 area. Maybe you get a little push. Ukraine's a huge export of wheat. Yeah, maybe if there's not enough wheat, then the price goes up. So shout out to Josh for that. That's a nice little find. Yeah, I mean, if this maybe this is like the next penny stock on wheat, the wheat the wheat ETF. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool find by Josh. If he bought into this, it's probably pretty smart. So yeah, keep an eye on it. All right, FDX. FedEx had a really big push the other day, but I think this probably gets sold into. You can see it just rejecting this. It's rejecting this 223. Rejecting this 223. Right around here. Right here, look at that. So 223, just rejecting right in this area. And if we go to the 4-hour chart, you can see right here. Pushing into this previous resistance, starting to reject. So I would watch, bear flag, good call. I would watch the bear flag on FTX for sure. Whoever put this in there, absolutely. Watch for that bear flag here. That's what I'd be looking for. If it starts to break down to this flag, I would look to play this back towards 200. All right, guys. That's going to be it for me today. I'll be looking for rejections. I'll be looking for bear flags, previous support into resistance, LMT. Yeah, still holding up. Still sort of holding up. Watch it to break under this 440s. What's the NASDAQ doing before we go? Nothing much. Yeah, guys, I mean, look at that. It's just gone. There's just nothing here to get anything going. So I would still be looking very much to the downside here, guys. Look at this pop. Look it's just instantly sold into. Look at all that selling. Instant sold into. All right. Thank you guys for being here. I hope this helps. I'm sorry if I offended anyone. I just like to be honest with you guys. I like to just say what's on my mind. I don't like to sugarcoat anything. And I think that maybe is what some people need to hear. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for all the support. I truly, truly appreciate it. If you want to check out the Discord chat, it is down below. We trade there live every day. We go on voice chat every day until around 12 o'clock. I trade live. After that, if I have anything, we have a text chat that we talk all day in, probably too much in because it's just nonstop with people talking about plays and education. So shout out to all you guys that are in there. Thank you for all your contributions to the chat. I truly appreciate it. I hope you do enjoy it. And thank you guys for all the support on the live streams. If you guys want to check out the merch that I have like 4 shirts left. And if you guys want to check it out, you can go to this left screen here, options/insider.com/merch if you want to get one. If not, we'll have some new designs out in the next quarter earnings. So every quarter we'll have new designs. All right, guys. Thanks again. Press the like button if you could. Maybe 500 likes, 500, maybe some more subscribers. Thank you guys for everything, and I will see you guys on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend. Peace, guys.